Here's Mike.
I don't know that I could have ever expected the wild roller coaster that America has been put on by people hell-bent on stopping their political opposition by any means possible. And by that, I mean witnessing the way the left and Trump haters were absolutely fine with weaponizing the court system to incarcerate a political figure like Donald Trump is one of the most shocking things I've ever seen. It was one of the most horrifically shocking, disturbing events of my lifetime. I mean, when I saw what Alvin Bragg and Leticia James did in the state of New York to Trump, I could not believe my eyes or my ears. I thought this cannot be happening in the country I love. And it's everybody's worst nightmare. You know, I got to know a guy in Tampa Bay named Will Smith. He's an aviation entrepreneur. He's got his own charter company. In fact, I'm going to fly with him in a couple of weeks. He's got beautiful aircraft, a great business model, and he was a commercial pilot. And he was falsely accused of a crime. Man wound up in jail. And there was a judge who was as corrupt as the day is long. Friends with the prosecutor, and it was a horrible story. And the helplessness that Will experienced has to be the same kind of helplessness that people like Donald Trump or Mike Lindell or Peter Navarro or anybody who's been targeted for their political beliefs and face real serious consequences. I mean, it's everybody's worst nightmare. If the police came knocking on your door and accused you of doing something that you didn't do, can you imagine the helplessness of that? Can you imagine the horror of being falsely accused and there's an agenda that's attached to why you're being accused of something? Would that be awful? Well, look at what's happening right now with Leticia James. Now, Leticia James literally campaigned on the promise to ruin Donald Trump. That's who this woman is. I don't know anything about her. I don't care to know about her. Everything about her makes my just the hair on the back of my neck stands up when I see her fiery speeches about how no one is above the law and but she also, of course, was caught on tape saying that they're going to ruin Donald Trump, we're going to get him. She did that when she campaigned for Attorney General. During the state AG campaign, she would give speeches and, we played the clips for you. She was smirking and laughing and, we're going to get his ass. We're going to tear him in. We're going to lock him up. She was all fired up. And then, of course, as she promised, they went after him. They took a business record mistake, alleging that a payment to Stormy Daniels was concealed or improperly filed. It would have been a misdemeanor, as legal experts have pointed out a million times, and they twisted it into making it 34 felony counts, and then they got a jury of mind-numb robots from New York, naturally, New York City, to convict him of all 34 counts, leading people like AOC to this day to shriek about what a convicted felon Donald Trump is. That's all it was about. And Leticia James was the ringleader on that weaponization of the court system, along with Alvin Bragg. Well, now the Justice Department is reviewing a very serious and apparently credible accusation that Tish James committed mortgage fraud. That's right. The administration has referred the New York Attorney General, Leticia James, for potential prosecution over alleged mortgage fraud, claiming that she tried to claim that a Virginia home was her primary residence and that her father was her husband, all in order to get preferential lending rates and mortgage treatment. Buck Sexton posted on social media, "What a shock that the state attorney general who got elected promising to ruin an innocent man is in fact a corrupt imbecile who should be prosecuted herself." This story is off the charts. Off the charts. We've got the Jonathan Turley clip, guys. Did I see that? I forgot to forward that to you. We got to bring Jonathan Turley. I thought I sent that to you last night. Well, let me get the Jonathan Turley clip, how he explains to Laura Ingraham what is really at stake here. I mean, what a story this is. Roger Stone's been tweeting about this for weeks and weeks and weeks. This is a dramatic turn, as Sarah Arnold writes about it in Town Hall. Leticia James, a Democrat known for her relentless pursuit of President Trump, now finds herself under scrutiny for the very kind of financial misconduct she accused him and others of. And this is a development, according to Town Hall, that many see as long overdue accountability. Is it possible that there's going to be some accountability, finally, for these reprehensible activities? Do you realize how obscene and disgusting it is that a woman ran for attorney general promising to ruin Donald Trump? And then she got elected, and then she did everything she could to do it? And allegedly, she claimed property in Virginia as her principal residence in 2023 while serving as prosecutor in New York in order to obtain home loans. She reportedly misrepresented a New York property as having 4 units instead of 5, which qualified her allegedly for a more favorable loan. Do you understand what this means? Mortgage fraud. She could, I guess, go to prison. Criminal charges could result, including wire fraud, mail fraud, bank fraud, and false statements to a financial institution. Wow. I'm almost speechless. I want to bring in Professor Turley's legal analysis of this, but I want to also get your reaction to it. As we welcome you in, Hump Day, it's Wednesday, April the 16th, Holy Week. Of course, Holy Thursday tomorrow, Good Friday, Holy Saturday, Easter Sunday, where we celebrate the resurrection of our Savior. Happy Easter from all of us here at Team Gallagher. But let's dive into this one, because this is a doozy. I don't know if I didn't have this on my bingo card. How about you? 1-800-655-MIKE. What's ironic about all this is the exact same plan of attack that Leticia James mounted against him. 800-6 against Trump. Wow. 800-655-MIKE. Call or text. I hope you join us here on the Mike Gallagher Show. Here's Professor Jonathan Turley with Laura Ingraham last night talking about this bombshell. And incidentally, you see the cover of the New York Post today? Hey, if you're watching on Salem News Channel, I'll hold it up for you in just a moment. It's a classic. Just taking Tish James, that's her nickname, Tish. Tish James, Leticia James, the Attorney General of New York, now facing serious criminal prosecution possibilities over alleged mortgage fraud. Here's how Professor Turley broke it all down with Laura Ingraham last night on Fox News.
Obviously, the irony is perfectly crushing. This is a person who prosecuted Trump for everything short of ripping a label off a mattress. And among the charges that were brought in New York, in not just the civil but the criminal case, was making false or misleading statements to financial institutions. And one of these sections, Section 1014 of the federal code, is prosecuted. It took me about 60 seconds of a search to find cases that the Department of Justice brought against people who falsely claimed that property was their principal residence in order to get loans. So this is well-tread areas for the Justice Department. As for James, if we apply the Leticia James standard that she created, there'd be little question here. This seems pretty straightforward. What the administration is saying is this was not her principal residence. In fact, as a New York elected official, she had to say that her principal residence was in New York. This was an out-of-state residence. But also, they claim that in some of these forms, she actually states that her father is her husband in order to file as a married couple. So there's a lot of those questions. And as you know, the Supreme Court just stated earlier in March in a case called Thompson that they want to see knowing false statements under sections like 1014, not just misleading statements. These are misleading statements. Either it's your principal residence or it's not.
Or it's not.
Either you're married to your father or he's your father. So they can this can satisfy the Thompson standard.
Wow. Holy cow. Marty's in Pennsylvania. Wow, what a turn of events, huh, Marty?
Hey, Mike.
Hey.
Yeah, it's a heck of a turn. You know, I couldn't think of a more, a person who deserves karma, receive karma than Leticia James. She's absolutely corrupt.
It's just hard to it's hard to shake her on the campaign trail. All those clips that we're going to get him. We're going to get Trump. And then they came up with the whole stupid bookkeeping thing, and now look what she's facing. Isn't that it's amazing? You're right. I guess that is karma in a big way.
It really is. The Lord moves in strange ways, doesn't he?
That's for sure. That's for sure. Well, just when you think things calm down, it's a whole different ballgame.